China says Guantanamo Bay real detention camp for Muslims.
Here's a summary of the article.
Beijing has weighed in on the 20th anniversary of the opening of Guantanamo Bay by calling on the United States to address its human rights violations and finally close the notorious offshore military prison. If ever there was a detention camp that holds Muslims, it would be Guantanamo Bay, he said, alluding to allegations that the Chinese government has interned over 1 million Uyghur Muslims in mass detention centers in Xinjiang in the country's northwest, a charge Beijing denies. Wang accused the U.S. of operating black sites such as Guantanamo Bay all over the world. The U.S. should sincerely reflect on itself, immediately close Guantanamo Bay and all other secret prisons across the world, he said. Guantanamo Bay, which is located within a U.S. naval base, was opened on January 11, 2002, during George W. Bush's first administration, as part of the war on terror following the 9/11 attacks. On Monday, a report commissioned by the UN Human Rights Council, of which the U.S. is a member, found that only 9 of the prison's 39 detainees have been charged or convicted of crimes. Despite forceful, repeated and unequivocal condemnation of the operation of this horrific detention and prison complex with its associated trial processes, the United States continues to detain persons, many of whom have never been charged with any crime, they wrote.
This post received a score of 7,600, with an upvote ratio of 89%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Nonsense. We have non-Muslims there too.
Damn it, Jim, those are called guards.
Ah, Jesus.
It's pronounced Jesus, and we keep them in a different detention camp.
If you mix up your Jesus and your Muhammad, you end up with an Islamo-Mexican joker to fight against. Nobody is crazy enough to take the risk of creating ISIS on cocaine. It's just common sense, really.
Just send the IRS to deal with them. The Joker isn't crazy enough to take on the IRS.
To be fair, they took down Al Capone, so I guess even a crazy clock is right once in a while.
There was a time when IRS could take down mafia bosses, but can't go after tax-evading billionaires and millionaires these days. I don't know if it is because IRS has been gutted or if the global elite is more dangerous than the mafia.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Isn't it pathetic that every country's response to being called out for something is basically just "I'm rubber, you're glue"? Lol.
I can see a really easy way around it, by just not locking people up and torturing them without trial. Stop torturing and you remove this avenue of critique.
You are right. The US needs to stop imprisoning people in Gitmo and China needs to stop exterminating them in Uyghur.
Uyghur is the ethnicity, FYI. The region is called Xinjiang.
They have a point. US should shut down Guantanamo Bay so they can pull a "now your turn."
Nah, good for you though. China.
Yeah, they'd shift right into, well, what about something else?
But what about your prison camps? What? Don't know what you're talking about. Now about your homelessness and fentanyl problems. Pretty embarrassing, eh? Makes me look better somehow, IDK.
Hey, look, if we end up fixing all our problems in a good way due to wanting to finally get the leverage to call China out, I'm down.
No, you, China.
La 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 la, I can't hear you. LA, USA.
I think we can agree both are acting like children and we shouldn't be wasting our time defending either of the actions.
How about both countries stop being cunts and cease this inhumane operations? It's called a country. Don't change it to cunt try.
Coming full circle, it should be noted that beginning 20 years ago in 2002, when we opened GTMO, we held 22 Uyghurs there ourselves. The final 2 were not released until 2013. None back to China. Seems when the US called them terrorists, China was more than happy to agree and take them off our hands. Face with rolling eyes.
Reopened. My dad was stationed there in the 60s.
Specifically, JTF GTMO. That's what I'm referring to. We did open JTF GTMO after closing Camp X-Ray as the original holding area. I mean no disrespect, just trying to level us to why I used the term I did. I'm 2008. I got to take a tour to the fence line and learn its Cold War history.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.